Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shuklam Varadaram Vishnu Shuktivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nidaye Sarvavidyanam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shruti Smriti Purananamayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Shankaram Lokashankaram Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Shri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham Parityajya Maunam Vatadasthitim Chavrajan Bharatasya Pradeshat Pradesham Madhusyandi Vacha Janan Dharma Marge Nayan Shri Jayendra Gurur Badi Chitte Namah Shankaran Vakya Vijayendra Sarasatim Shri Gurum Vishtamar Garunetaram Sanmati Pradam Namah Shankaran Vakya Vijayendra Sarasatim Shri Gurum Vishtamar Garunetaram Sanmati Pradam Satyanarayana Kshetrat Satyapratam Upagatam Ashraye Kamakotisham Satya Shri Chandrasekharam Sadguru Charanarvindabhyam Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Now we are in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the fourth chapter, Bhagavan has started with the Bhagavan has started explaining the Sanatanatvam of the teaching. Yesha Dharma Sanatanaha Nariya Shlokangalna Varudhu Pedadathala. So Sanatanaha the teaching comes for generations together. The teachings do not change. The teachings do not change. Appo Sanatanam illada teaching irukkaanu oru kelvi varudhu. Wait, so this teaching does not change, na? Appo are there teachings change? Appadina there are teachings that do change. Right, anything that has been conceived by human minds with advances in technology changes. நம்ம ஸ்கூல்ல படிக்கிறச்சு என்ன படிக்கிறோம்? Atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. Postulates of atomic theory. யாரோ ஒருத்தர் அது atomic theory அப்படின்னு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. அவ என்ன சொல்றா? Atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. But later what happens? People, they started smashing atoms. They take two atoms together and then they smash those two atoms and then they destroy the atoms. So that teaching changes. Initially, people thought atoms were the basic fundamental structural unit of all matter. Atoms are the structural and fundamental units of all matter. Now we know that no, atoms are not the fundamental unit. There are subatomic particles. Proton, electrons, and the neutrons. And then what happens? So this is what we taught in the schools, in the colleges. And then we did what? We started smashing protons, electrons, and neutrons as well. Now we have got the standard model. Muons, gluons, bosons. They have got the standard model of particle physics. They say, no. Electron, proton, neutron, they are not fundamental. There are particles which are even more fundamental to electron, proton, and neutron. This is our current understanding of those atoms. I am pretty sure in 100 years that is going to change. Somebody is going to come and say, no, 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 this is not this, this is that. Take light, for example. There are several theories of light. Newton thought light was particles. Newton, he proposed a corpuscular theory for light. He thought lights are particles. When you turn on your tube light, when you turn on any light, small particles fall. That is what we call it as light. We had that understanding of light for about 400 years or so. And then came somebody, I think Maxwell, he found out that no, 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 light is not particle, light is a wave. Maxwell's equations, everything we got. And then came somebody, and then they said, no, 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 light is light is both particle as well as wave. Dual theory of light. Currently, our understanding of light is, it is both particle and wave. I am pretty sure 100 years from now, somebody will come and tell light is neither particle nor wave, ella maya. Light is neither particle nor wave, it is something else. If you take any branch of science, this holds true. They will teach something, there will be 10 PhDs proving a point, there will be 100 PhDs disproving a point, there will be 100 more PhDs suggesting an alternative point. And then there will be 500 PhDs, they will be disproving the alternate point. This is what happens in science. Right? I'm not telling science is bad, but science evolves. Because science is something, science is nothing but our understanding of nature. As you gain more experiences, your understanding of nature changes. And the teaching also changes. So now we study electron, proton has got gluons. So does that mean that people, 100 years before us, they cannot come and sue the teachers? You taught me the wrong thing, you are teaching them the right thing. They cannot do that. This is what it is. Right. Very simple example, not only in physics, natural sciences, even food. Right. In 60s and 70s, people were telling, no, whatever you are eating. I mean, when they say you, they said Indians. Whatever food that Indians are eating are bad. You should not eat coconut oil, you should not eat ghee, you should not eat butter. And then they started promoting dalda, hydrogenated vegetable oil. I normally teach that in my introduction to biology course in college. Right, and then there is even an advertisement that says mothers who cares use dalda. There is an advertisement for the dalda company. Mothers who care use dalda. Now what we know, dalda is completely banned. There will be hundreds of research papers that says dalda is good. There are hundreds of research papers that say dalda is bad. Any food item, anything that comes new, we have to be highly suspicious of. Because that is a product of a limited human mind. Whatever the limitations that we have for the human mind, all those limitations will be there in the product. The product is as good as the limited human mind. So what about Shastras? The Vedic teaching, Shastras, are they product of human mind? No. Here Krishna says, Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam. Vivaswan Manave Praha Manuhu Ikshvakur Abravit. एवं परंपरा प्राप्तं इमं राजर्षयो विदुः सकाले नेह महता योगो नष्टः परन्तप स एवायं मया तेत्य योगः प्रोक्तः पुरातनः भक्तोऽसि मे सखा चेति रहस्यं हि एतदुक्तम्. Here what does Krishna say? Hey Arjuna, whatever teaching that I am giving you, this is not a product of a human mind. It comes from me, the Bhagavan. Vedas are anadi. They are ever existing. Yasya nishvasitam Veda. Vedas are the breathing of Bhagavan. பகவானுடைய மூச்சுக்காற்று வேதங்கள். Okay, now people can ask, hey, what if Vedavyasa makes up all these things? I write a book and then in the end I say, this is not product of my imagination. I got this from Bhagavan. That is what other religions also say. They write a book. They say, okay, I got this book from, I got this book revealed to me. So then what is the difference? People can do that, right? No, we have to think, right? In the case of our religion, in the case of other dharma, it is only that book they have got at pramana. If you remove that book, their religion does not exist. You take any religion, they will have one central book. If I remove that book, no supporting evidences exist for those religions. So in that case, whatever we argue, okay, a person can write and then they say, I got this revealed from Bhagavan. It could be possible. But what about Sanatana Dharma? We do not have one book. We have got 4 Vedas. We have got 18 Puranas. We have got 2 Itihasa, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Even after that, we have got lots of Dharma Shastra, lots of other books. If you take all books in total, the central value proposition does not change in any of the book. You take Mahabharata, whatever the values that are espoused in Mahabharata, the same values will be dealt with in Ramayana. The same value will be dealt with in Vedas. Satyam Vada. Vedas say Ramayana, Mahabharata, you can see Satyam. The same values will be dealt with in Puranas. Not even in Puranas. Okay, even somebody can argue that, okay, one person can write all these things, even though it will not be possible. Let us just assume. But you go to a small village, you can see that people follow those values. A small village where people would not have learned Sanskrit, people would not have learned Ramayana, people would not have learned Mahabharata. But they will also follow the same value system. Satyam Vada, Dharmanchara. சாயங்காலம் 6 மணிக்கு விளக்கேற்றணும். Satyam Vada, Dharmanchara. Okay, people can argue that, okay, universal truths. Okay, let's leave that. Let's take 6 மணிக்கு விளக்கேற்றணும். தர்மசாஸ்திர புஸ்தகத்துல 6 மணிக்கு விளக்கேற்றணும்னு போட்டிருப்பாங்க. நீங்க யாராவது ஒரு கிராமத்து வீட்டுக்கு, அவனுக்கு தர்மம்னா என்னன்னு தெரியாது, சாஸ்திரம்னா என்னன்னு தெரியாது, ஆனா அவன் வீட்டுக்கு போனாலும் 6 மணிக்கு அவளும் விளக்கேற்றுவான். அவளுக்கு என்ன தர்மசாஸ்திரம் தெரிஞ்சு? சாணிய போட்டு முழுகிறது, வாச தெளிக்கிறது, சாணி முழுகிறது. ரொம்ப பெரிய தீட்சிதால், ரொம்ப பெரிய யாகம் பண்ண கடப்பாடிகள் அவாத்துல சாணி போட்டு முழுகுவாங்க. எதுவுமே படிக்க மாட்டான். அவனுக்கு சாஸ்திரத்தை படிக்கிறதுக்கு அவனுக்கு டைமே இருக்காது. அவாத்துக்கு போனாலும் சாணியை போட்டு முழுகுவான். இன்ஃபேக்ட் இந்த காலத்துல அவாத்துல தான் நன்னா சாணியை போட்டு முழுகுவான். ரொம்ப படிச்ச ஆளாத்திர கூட ஐயோ தர வீடா போய்டுறதேன்னு சாணியை போட்டு முழுகாம இருப்பார். மண்ணு வீடு வச்சிருக்கிறவங்க போதுன்னா நல்லா சாணியை போட்டு முழுகி அந்த இடத்துக்கு போனாலே நல்லா ஜிலு 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 ஜிலுன்னு இருக்கும். கோ சம்ரக்ஷணை பண்றது. நீங்க புராணத்துல இருந்து 1000 ஸ்லோகம் எடுத்து கொடுத்தோம் கோ சம்ரக்ஷணைங்கிறது. கிராமத்துல போய் பார்த்தேன்னா இன்னும் நடக்கும். ஒவ்வொரு ஆத்துலயும் வாசல்ல ஒரு பக்கெட்டை கொண்டு வந்து வைப்பாங்க. You can see that even now. கோ சம்ரக்ஷணத்தை பத்தி பகவான் மகாபாரதத்துல என்ன சொல்லியிருக்காரு, பாகவதத்துல என்ன சொல்லியிருக்காரு, ஒரு விஷயமும் அவனுக்கு தெரியாது. ஆனா அவ காத்தால என்ன பண்ணுவா, அவாத்துல அரிசி கலஞ்ச தண்ணி, அவாத்துல காய்கறி வெட்டின குப்பை, காய்கறியோட தோல் எல்லாத்தையும் கொண்டு வந்து வாசல்ல வச்சுட்டு இவா பாட்டுக்கு வேலைக்கு போயிடுவான். வயல்ல வேலைக்கு போயிடுவான். This is what is called as Sanatana Dharma. Even if you remove all the texts, the dharma is ingrained in people's mind. The same thing, the one end of our India, Kanyakumari, person from Kanyakumari does. The same thing person from Bengal also does. The same thing person from Gujarat will also do. Same thing person from Kashmir will also do. Sandhya Vandanam பண்றது. Everybody will do. The entire Bharatam will do. பிராமணா மட்டும்தான் பண்றான்னு இல்ல, எல்லாரும் பண்ணுவாங்க. காத்தால சூரியோதயத்தும் போது சூரியனை நினைக்கிறது, சாயங்காலம் சூரியாஸ்தமனத்தும் போது சூரியனை நினைக்கிறது. This is what is called as Sanatana Dharma. And this is why we firmly believe that the Dharma is transmitted from Bhagavan, because it is widespread. You can have any different sources for the Dharma, but all these independent sources will teach the same Dharma. You have many independent sources. If they teach the same thing, that means that it comes from Bhagavan. You take Mahabharata, you take Purana, you take the Gramya Kadai, all these fables that have been told in villages, who have got no knowledge of Dharma Shastra, no knowledge of Itihasa, no knowledge of Purana, they will do the same thing. Imam vivasvate yogam puroktavanaham nyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshvatave pravir. Okay, and then Krishna says, Sakale neha mahata yogo nashtaha paramaha. In the due course of time, because of kama and krodha of people, the yoga, the teaching, it goes down. Saevayam mayatevya yoga prokta puratanaha. Hey Arjuna, I am telling you the same teaching. Yoga here can mean teaching, path. Why am I teaching you? Bhaktaha asi sakha cheti. Hey Arjuna, you are my bhakta. Bhagavan will do anything for his bhakta. Bhaktosi me sakha chet. You are also my friend, Arjuna. That is why I am teaching you all these things. Now Arjuna has got an important question. Aparam bhavato janma paranjanma vivasvataha kathame tadvijaniyam Tomadau proktavaniti. Krishna ரொம்ப காதல பூசுத்திரியப்பா. Bhagavan, Surya Bhagavan, millions and billions of years ago, Surya Bhagavan was born. But you are the Krishna, Krishna son of Vasudeva. Right? You are born after my brother. You are born after Dharmaraja. You are younger to Bhima. Right? Aparam bhavato janma. You are born much later. Paranjanma vivasvataha. Vivasvan is Surya. Surya is born much earlier. Kathametad vijaniyam tvamadau proktavan iti. Tvam, you, adau, before, proktavan. Tvamadau proktavan. How can I understand that you taught this thing to Surya Bhagavan? Very interesting question. Shri Bhagavan uvacha bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tanyaham veda sarvani nattum vedha parantapa. Hey Arjuna, do not think that this is my only Janma. Do not think that this is your only Janma. We all have taken lots of Janma before. You also have been born before. I also have been born before. I have to correlate this teaching with the teaching in the second chapter. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya. There in the second chapter, Krishna teaches that our body is like a shirt. You wear a new shirt. When the shirt gets teared, wear and tear, what do? We take off that shirt and then we put on a new shirt. Our body is like that shirt. When body gets old, we shed the body, we take up a new body. Bahuni me vyatitani. Janmani, bahuni janmani. Lots and lots of janmas you have taken, Arjuna. I have taken, Arjuna. Tani sarvani aham veda. I know all the janmas that I have taken. Na tvam vedha parantapa. You do not remember your janmas, but I remember all my janmas. So there is fundamentally a difference between you and I, Arjuna. Do not keep you and I in the same pedestal. You are a Manushya. I am an Ishvara. We all agree that we all have had lots and lots of janmas. Right? Otherwise, you cannot explain anything that happens in this janma. Twins, they were born at the same time. They were born in the same family. Jadagam modakondu same. 1 second difference. Even the Jadagam is same for the twins. But one person will grow up to a good person. Another person will grow up to a bad person. One person might be very, very sharp. Another person might be very, very dumb and dull. How do you explain all these things? Because of their previous janma and karma. If you do not accept karma theory, you cannot explain the imbalances that are present in the universe. There are lots and lots of imbalances. Right? Same baby born at the same time, even in the same family. Babies born at the same time in the same family, they will grow up to be completely different. How do we explain child prodigies? The person who is 2-year-old, they can find all the ragas in music, Carnatic ragas. They can sing the Carnatic ragas. Person grow up to be, they were born chess masters. They were born violin masters, Veena masters. They were born masters in mathematics and science. 8-year-old kid teaching science to IIT people. We are seeing all these things. How do we explain all these things? It's because of their karma. In my previous janma, I have learned most of us will forget that for some reason Bhagavan did not make them forget the things that they have learned. They would have, of course, forgotten who are their earlier parents. Those things they would have forgotten. Music musical prodigies, etc. They will only remember the aspects of ragam, etc. Other things they will forget. We all will remember some aspects of our Purva Janma. Right? We all remember. How does a baby know how to drink milk from its mother? Baby is born, newly born. The baby starts crying. How does the baby know when I cry or if I cry, I will get food? Who taught that to a baby? You can see all the dog videos, right? You can train a dog. If you do this, you will get a treat. No, I will be telling sit. The dog sits. I will give the dog a treat. So how does the dog know how to sit now? Okay, the dog knows that, okay, if I sit, if I go to that particular posture, this person is going to give me some treat. So that is how a dog can correlate things. How does the baby correlate? When I cry, I get milk. Baby does not correlate. Even the baby's brain is not well developed when the baby is born. But the baby cries when it needs milk. And when you take baby towards the mother, the baby can drink milk without somebody teaching the baby how to drink milk. I might have told this before, but the process of swallowing is not an easy process. If you teach, if you see from purely biological muscular system point of view, the process of swallowing, it involves lots of muscles. The process of swallowing, it involves about 50 muscles that are present in our digestive system. About 50 muscles. Who taught the baby how to access those muscles? How to control those muscles? Who taught the baby? And lots of things that can go wrong while you swallow. நமக்கு நம்ம swallow பண்றது, you don't even think twice about it when you are swallowing water, right? But you know the water can get into your windpipe. All these things can go wrong. But a newly born baby exactly knows what to do when it wants food, right? And then when the baby is taken towards mother, it can easily take the milk out of mother. It can easily swallow. How does a baby know? Who taught the baby all these things? All these things are because of the Purva Janma Vasana. According to Shastra, when the baby is in the stomach, the baby will know all of its Purva Janma. But then, when the baby is being matured for 8 months, 9 months, Bhagavan will make the baby forget many things of their Purva Janma. Of course, some things the baby will remember. So, swallowing milk. I have to cry to get food. All these things baby remembers from their Purva Janma. And in the case of prodigies, they will remember what they have learnt as. Of course, they are not going to remember where was I born in my previous time. All these things they don't know. But some aspect of it. It's like how we remember, okay, to drink milk. And then the development of child. You know, the doctors will say, okay, 3 years, the child should stand up. All these things, the baby does that, right? Nobody has to teach the baby. Even if you leave the baby in a dark place, in a place without any humans, the baby can still stand up, the baby can still walk. The baby can still make sounds, language. It cannot probably speak a language, but it can orally communicate. All these things are some of the aspects that we do in our previous janma. Bahuni me vyathitani janmani tavacharjuna tani aham veda. This is the difference between Bhagavan and us. Hey Arjuna, I remember each and every one of my previous janma. Natvam vetha parantapa. Unfortunately, you do not remember any of your previous janma. Then what is the difference between why does Bhagavan remember, why don't we all remember? Bhagavan answers that in the next shloka. Ajo pisannavya Bhutanam Ishwarupi San Prakritim Swam Adhisthaya Sambhavam Yatma Mayaya Bhagavan's Avatara Rahasyam is told in the shloka, which we will see in the next class. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavadishyate Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Namaskaram. Nama Nalik Papam. The next class Papam.
Thank you, Shakti.
Thank
Namaskaram.
you.